All right, fam. Welcome back to the channel. This week I thought I would do a little video. Right now is the season to apply for moose, bighorn sheep, and mountain goat in Idaho. I thought I would do a quick little video on how to do that and kind of just give you a general idea for non-residents and residents. What are kind of the limitations and what you can do for this period of time. So this video is going to be coming out tomorrow, April 24th. The deadline to apply for this moose, bighorn, mountain goat in Idaho is this April 30th. A little bit about that. Let me just go over some notes I have. So April 1st to the 30th is the application. The application's open that you can turn it in. Successful applicants will be notified June 10th. There's going to be a second drawing application period, so if not all the tags are drawn, they open it back up June 15th to the 25th, and then they will let you know on the 30th if you drew that second application. All the moose, bighorn, and mountain goat tags are controlled hunts, meaning they are like a select draw. There's limited numbers. For residents, there's a fee, and then non-residents, it's a lot more. One thing to know about these tags, once you apply for a controlled hunt tag for a moose, mountain goat, or a bighorn, you cannot apply for another controlled hunt tag unless it is a depredation tag, unlimited control hunt tag, fall bear hunt tag, and then if there's any extra deer, elk, pronghorn, or turkey hunts left over, then you can get a leftover tag. But pretty much to know, like moose, bighorn, sheep, if you put in, you're not putting in for like an elk or a deer or antelope tag next month. If you are drawn for one of those three species, moose, bighorn, mountain goat, and you don't kill the animal, you have to wait, or you don't harvest, I should say. You have to wait 2 years before you can apply again. If you do harvest the animal, you pretty much can't apply again. A mountain goat, yeah, you can't ever apply again. Bighorn sheep, there's two species of bighorn sheep. There's Rocky Mountain, and then there's California bighorn sheep in Idaho. If you kill one species, you can still apply to hunt the other species. And then moose, you can never put it as you can never do it for the first draw. You can put in for a second draw moose tag. But yeah, that first hunt you're done for after you harvest. Yada, yada, yada. Non-resident versus resident likelihood of drawing. Most of these tags for each unit is under 10. There's 10 tags or less per unit for the most part, meaning Idaho's rule for non-resident versus resident tags, non-residents can pull up to 10% of the tags. If there's less than 10 tags, then the most that there can be available is 1. So, for example, if there's 9 mountain goat tags, then they can only get 1. A non-resident can only get 1 tag. And then, but if there's 100, then you could get up to 10 tags. Non-residents could get up to 10 of those tags. That's just an example. Let's jump on the computer. We'll go to the Idaho Fish and Game website. All right, so starting right now, you can see I'm on the website. Look out of my email real quick, had my notes. So when you're on the website, you'll go to hunting. You'll see there's a specific section for moose, bighorn, sheep, and mountain goat. In here, you can find all the regulations, how big do the antlers have to be, what size, what not. One tip I want to show you over here, you can see this hunt planner. It is super, super helpful. So how you do it is you go, I always go to this hunt planner, the search the filterable grid. And you're going to have your species kind of picked out at this point. You'll have moose, bighorn, or mountain goat. Your method to take, you can pick, let's say you prefer rifle, you don't really like archery. These will all be controlled hunts, so you can see the controlled hunts listed here. It will have their date of open, close, rams only, the species, method. Most of these I believe are any weapon, so you could go archery or rifle or muzzleloader, however you'd like, and then the area. So this is one super, super helpful tool that you can use when you're researching your hunts. The other is when you go back up here to hunting, you'll go to big game hunting, and you can find the harvest statistics and the drawing odds. So harvest statistics is a big one. Maybe you want to see where do they kill a lot of moose. So we'll go to the moose. We'll go to last year, 2021. Go down here. You can see the area, the numbers of hunters, the number of harvest, the percent success rate, and then if they were days hunted, and then if it was a bull or a cow, and then the average antler spread. So maybe you want to say, where was everyone super successful at? Well, you can see there's a handful of areas that it was 100% success rate. You can also see there wasn't a lot of tags given out for these areas. If you maybe you want to see where can I be super, like where's my best chance of getting drawn? Most hunters. So here, unit 2, 20 hunters were drawn. There's a 90% success rate. That's pretty good odds and the highest number of tags given out last year for moose. Another helpful tool going back up to this hunting, drawing odds. What are my chances of getting drawn? The nice thing about Idaho, everyone has the same chances of getting drawn. There's no preference points. So when you put in, every single person has the same chance of getting drawn. You can see it's broken out hunting information by the area, if it's the first drawing or the second drawing. The number of permits is the number of tags, and then these are the number of people that applied on their first choice and the number of people applied on their second choice. When you apply for moose, bighorn, or mountain goat, you still do have two options. You can say your first choice or your second choice. It does have to be the same species. You cannot put mountain goat as one and then moose as another. It has to be mountain goat or moose. Again, I'm going to refer everyone to the rules and regulations. This is kind of just a synopsis. Not all my information should be taken for granted, but it will give you an idea of what's going on and maybe what to look for in the regulations books. Jumping back to the computer, we can look at the number of permits. Again, we kind of looked at this area already. Number 2, there's 20 permits given. You can see 252 people applied for that. Only 8% were drawn. And then you can see you pretty much don't have any chance on your second draw. Let's see. Oh, here in Unit 3 and then Unit 2, a different hunt. So even though it's, Unit 12. Sorry, my bad. And then units, residents, non-residents. Yeah. These are just kind of good tools to get you introduced to how to hunt Idaho, how to hunt this bighorn, moose, and mountain goats. I would just use this tool, Harvest Statistics, Draw Odds, and then the Hunt Planner to get you started on kind of where you want to hunt, because you may be looking, let's go to Bighorn sheep. You may jump over here and say, I really want to hunt a mountain bighorn and then Rocky Mountain. You need to look at all these zones and see, maybe it doesn't really matter where you travel to. It's up to you. But yeah, go back to that harvest statistic and then the drawing odds. It will give you a good idea of where to look and what's your kind of best chances at drawing. Again, this is super popular. Once you kind of get into what you want, let's say, man, I really like this area, 37. You can filter, you can go down here even farther, and you can say, okay, I like Bighorn in 37. What kind of tags do they offer in that unit? So there's 2 Rocky Mountain Bighorn controlled hunt tags. You can see there's a rams only. So it looks like just the dates are mostly the difference. There might be a number of tag differences there. And then you can see there's a number. So each controlled hunt has a 4-digit number that you're going to apply with. So this is 5018 in unit 37. You can click on this 37. It will give you all the information. It will give you a map of the zone that you are able to hunt with this tag. And then it will give you the controlled harvest statistics. So in the last year, with both of these tags, there were 10 hunters, 5 and 5 for each unit or hunt code, and it was 100%. They each shot a ram. Average horn length was 33.48, circumference almost 15 inches. So this is kind of great information. Once you know what you want to do, you're going to come up here to buy a license. I'm going to blur out some of this stuff. You're going to go online. So you can buy it at a Walmart or wherever. I go online. Blur out some of my information. You're going to need to create an account, or you're going to need to log in. Let me log in real quick. Okay, and then you're going to see there's options up here to buy license, permits, and tags. Before you put in your application, you have to buy a hunting license, I believe. So you're going to go here, you're going to buy your hunting license. You don't need to run through that. And then when you go here, you're going to need to go to your controlled hunt big game applications. So here it's going to come up with these 2 options to put in your 4-digit number. So for example, like I said, you have to stay with the same 2 species, but you get 2 choices, so your first and second choice. So here you could do 518, and it recognizes that area, and then you want to do 519 because you really like unit 37. You really want to do the Rocky Mountain Bighorn sheep, and then you go next, and it's going to have you. There's an application fee on mountain goat. I'm not sure about moose or bighorn. You're gonna have to check on this, but mountain goat I put in for that this year, and you have to pay the whole fee, and they'll reimburse you after back, except for the refundable fee application, which I think is $16. So they keep that fee, but you have to pay, whether it be if you're a resident, $200, $230, or if you're a non-resident, I think it's like $2,000 something. But so yeah, So that's just kind of some information for you guys as you start this application process. Get you some tips and tricks to find the right area. So it's easy because moose, mountain goat, and bighorn sheep are all controlled hunts. Next week I'll be jumping into how to apply to deer, elk, and antelope, which is next month. And I'll have some tips and tricks there. It gets a little more messy because there is a general season. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Got more content coming soon, and I will catch you guys next time. Booyah.